you early on, did you have a good weekend? You went, no, it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So which is not what you always want to hear,
No,
is it?
It was completely ruined Friday night by Chelsea. It absolutely ruined my weekend. I couldn't get over it. I had a disaster on...
Were you kind of Barnston-worth? Was it like ripping yarns? Did you find yourself sort of just throwing stuff around the living room?
I didn't even watch it because I knew they were going to get...
You didn't watch it?
I didn't even watch it. I couldn't be bothered. I've basically, like Chelsea, I've given up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sick of it because never mind my long run, I'm going to Michael Holding it today. I'm so sick of these two people who are running this club.
You've not mentioned that before.
How are they getting away with this? Are they
the sporting directors?
Yes, Stuart and Winstanley. I mean, I'm 18-page report on why they should go.
Okay.
The mistakes they've
You could have spent your weekend doing that, couldn't you? Why don't you write them a stern letter?
No, I worked it out. Any fan, you could pick up any reasonably knowledgeable fan at Stamford Bridge. I don't mean the tourists and the types that buy funny tickets and whatnot. I don't mean that. I mean normal Chelsea fans.
Well, with you. Funny tickets.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. And basically, you could say to them, here's 1.2 billion. Here's the squad that Chelsea had. Here's 1.2 billion. They could do a better job than those two. Oh. They certainly would have bought a striker. I would have done for 100 million. Certainly could have bought a top goalkeeper. I would have done for that sort of money. Then you would have been laughing. Honestly, instead of buying people, they've spent so much money on prospects. David Washington. Oh, yeah. £20 million. Basically, I think he's played like 2 games.
Is he still there?
No, he's gone. He's gone on loan. And the same, Maresca is so limited. So they got rid of a very good manager, an experienced manager. Can you imagine thinking that you know more about football than Pochettino? Yeah. You two have never done anything in football. This is a bloke that's played football, played for Argentina, managed at the highest level, Tottenham, PSG, all that, coped with all the things that Poch has done in his career. Yeah. And these two compile an 18-page report about why he should go.
Okay.
I think it's amazing.
Have you read it? Were you not party to it?
No, because it's just nonsense, isn't it? And so, they think that the owners and them, they think they're gaming the system. They're not. They're really not. They think they're so clever, but they're not. Okay. They really are not. They've got a limited manager who's basically a yes man. Everybody worked him out like they did in the Championship. The ball over the top now, that's easy to hurt Chelsea. The goalkeeping situation is a disaster.
I mean, I think that's, you're doing Karam too short if you thought it was just the ball over the top. Well, what he had to do with it. I suppose the execution,
And the worst thing for them is they didn't pick up points when they had strikers. Now they're in big trouble because they haven't got anybody. It was a disastrous transfer window, which Maresca failed to keep the fringe players happy because he only wanted to work with the same 14-odd players. Yeah. People like Vega, who walked straight into the Juventus team. Even João Felix could have played up front. Yeah. Oh, no, we've sent him to Milan for nothing. Why did they sell
You weren't
Gallagher?
a massive fan of his, though, to be fair,
but he was
a body, was he?
He's better than Nkunku, who's absolutely pathetic.
What's happened to him?
Well, he doesn't want to be there.
I saw Cass was getting stuck into him on breakfast yesterday.
He's absolutely useless. Yeah. And, and basically, Alan Shearer, people joke and say Chelsea got 187 players, but they haven't. That's the problem. They thinned the squad out. So, all in all, it's a complete and utter mess, and they're going to get thrashed at Villa on Saturday. No question about it. That would be like 3-0 minimum. They've got no goals in there.
Cole Palmer seems to be a bit...
how would you like to create 32 chances and not one be scored?
Yeah.
You'd also be thinking, what am I doing here?
You frightened he's going to go?
No, I don't think so. I think that, the manager will go and they'll go and Barley should go. Out of the two that were running it, I think Bowley has much more feel for what a sporting club is. Whereas I think Barley just sees it as a hedge fund, trading fund. It's just a joke. I mean, it's a joke what they've done. Wow. And I think the fans are really, really unhappy.
It's a shame you couldn't have come on Friday night and got all that off your chest. You would have had a better weekend, wouldn't you? Could have relaxed then. You've had to wait until now.
Yeah, then I had this thing on Saturday. I went to sort of buy something in a shop. Yeah. And my card, it didn't work. Sometimes they say you've got to insert it rather than swipe it. It was only
that's not Barley's fault.
No, but it didn't help my mood. So anyway, so I tried to input my PIN, but I got a bit frazzled. I put the wrong number in, so it blocked me out. then I had to speak to I spoke to the bank, and I spent absolutely ages on about sort of like an hour, and I spoke to this department and that
all from just going in and trying to buy something and then putting in the wrong number.
It's all right now. It's okay. It's fine. So I thought, okay.
Is it Paul Rogers?
In the afternoon, I went out and tried to buy something for £9 at another local shop. No.
Why do you only spend £9 on things?
No, it was £5 this one.
Oh, okay.
No, it rejected that as well.
Okay.
I ended up having to give the bloke a personal bank transfer in the shop.
Telex. Sent a telex.
Honestly. And then I
had some magic beans on you.
I ended up speaking. I said to him, and then they said, well, the only way you can sort this out is to go to an ATM and put your card in, then it will unblock it.
Right. Well, why don't you do that then?
Well, I did it. I said, but if it doesn't, I said, I've been with this bank for over 50 years. I said, I promise you, if it blocks me out again, I'm taking everything. That's not a lot, but I'm taking everything out of this bank and putting it in another bank. Yeah, well, not really.
A dark day for Coots, that would be.
Coots. It wasn't Coots.
No.
It was a well-known high street bank with diminishing branches.
I know your mood isn't great, but it sounds like you brought this all on yourself by not being able to remember 4 numbers in a sequence. Really. It's not that difficult, is it? You're not going to be on Lee Mack's 1%. You've
got to remember that I've lost my wallet twice in the last 2 years, so each time it's changed, everything's changed. So
it's all on you, Andy.
No, I'm blaming Maresca, Winstanley and Stewart.
Now, this
is my weekend.
What about this then? I couldn't quite believe this. Andoni Iraola doing a fantastic job at Bournemouth. But something I'd not noticed about him is that apparently if you're a Bournemouth fan, you might know this. It might be common knowledge, or if you've just seen him, he's broken his finger because his right index finger and left middle finger are taped up. So if you've seen that, you just think, he's busted his finger. He has to keep them together. It's a superstition.
That's ridiculous.
He's been doing it before games for over 20 years. It's the biggest stupidity I have.
And what he does when he first got there was about 10 games in a row. Was he still bad?
He stuck with it. He stuck with the fingers. He stayed with the fingers. So he
send him a copy of Nick Hornby's book. He's wasting his time
before every game. He tapes up his right index finger and his left middle finger. So
he's doing a wonderful job, though.
We're not just after run-of-the-mill superstitions. I mean, if you've got something up there with that, we'd love to hear. If you think you can match or come close to matching Iraola's taped up fingers. Which is a fancy. Iraola's taped up latest edition. talkSPORT.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J if you want to get in touch. 03717 223344. I'd like to hear from a Borough fan, a Borough fan who can explain to me and Andy, and indeed the listening millions, what's gone wrong for Michael Carrick. He's been linked with all these Premier League jobs.
He's under threat. I heard that this morning on breakfast.
You're going to know better than anybody else, so you're the expert. So, Borough fan, I'd love to hear from you. What has gone wrong? What's your considered take? But are you sticking with him, or what? Is there somebody else to blame? Because I look at what's happened there, and I'm at a bit of a loss. 03717 223344 to get in touch, Borough fans.
Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.